please come. Let's just get started. Can I get everybody's attention? Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. And it is a little muggy out there so that we could finish it up quick. I just wanted to invite Jed Charbridges, President of the Exchange Club of Fort Bend. Please come up and make his remark. Jed.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. My name is Chad Bridges. I'm the immediate past president of the Exchange Club of Fort Bend. We are here today to dedicate this awareness field. Exchange Club of Fort Bend has been placing out this field for over a decade, and it's here during April, and that's intentional. April is Child Abuse Awareness Prevention Month. We thank you all for being here. Each of those stakes with the blue flag represents a child, a family that has received services in Fort Bend County during 2022, and the number this year is 2,380. We remember all of them, and we hope and pray for the day where we won't have to do this anymore. Exchange Club of Fort Bend is one of many exchange clubs here in our area that are committed to Americanism, to helping our youth, and the prevention of child abuse. I'd like to recognize we have a number of elected officials here, and thank you for coming out and supporting. We have, of course, Judge George. Thank you for being here. We have our District Attorney, Brian Middleton. Thank you, and he will give some remarks in a bit. Judge Tyra McCollum. Judge Tony Wallace. Judge Monica Rollins and her associate, Judge Felicia Young. Judge Julie Matthew. Our District Clerk, Beverly Walker. Judge Morgan is here from the 505th, along with her Associate Judge, Judge McGill. From representing our current President, House District Representative 76, Dr. Suleiman Lalani is his wife, Zakia Lalani. Thank you for being here. Our County Treasurer, Bill Rickert. Thank you. And I think I have it covered for all of the current elected officials. There are several here who are past officials, and thank you all for being here. We appreciate all of you. With that, I am going to turn it over to Judge George to introduce our first speaker.
Thank you, Jed Bridges, and I appreciate it. And at this time, I will invite our very own District Attorney, Brian Middleton, to come forward and make your remark. Where are you? Oh, come on up, please.
Caught me off a little bit off guard. I was talking to Chad, but you know, it's always touching to see this awareness field. You see the white stakes and you see the blue ribbons, and you think about the white stakes are the children and the innocence that was destroyed by abuse. And you look at the sheer number of them, and that's why we do what we do. That's why I have said my entire career as district attorney that my highest and my office's highest priority is the protection of women and children. They are the most vulnerable in our society, and we have to band together to protect them. And it takes organizations like the Child Advocates of Fort Bend to make this possible. All of us banding together with other law enforcement agencies and the community to make sure that our families are safe. So thank you for coming out. And as I always say, if you see something, say something. We lost a lot of protective factors during the pandemic, and we have to get back on our jobs and make sure that we are looking for children who may be abused and saying something so we can protect them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Middleton. And at this time, I will invite the CEO of Child Advocates, Ruth Ann Mefford. Please come forward. And thank you for dedicating your life for this purpose. So nice.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you, everybody. What a beautiful afternoon, and thanks so much for such a great turnout. I'm Ruth Ann Mefford. I'm the CEO at Child Advocates of Fort Bend, and we are overwhelmed by the attention and by the community support that all of you do and do every single day to help these kids. As Brian said, when we look at this awareness field, which is absolutely stunning, it's beautiful, but it's also tragic, and think that every one of those 2,380 stakes represents one child. And we know there are thousands more children in our community, but every one of those stakes are those children who have been identified and who we have been able to help at Child Advocates of Fort Bend. On every stake there is a blue ribbon, and as those blue ribbons wave in the breeze, it brings to mind that the blue ribbon is the national symbol of child abuse, and it signifies all the children who have experienced abuse. The blue ribbon started with a grandmother, Bonnie Finney, years ago, whose grandchild passed away because of abuse, and she was in her grief. She didn't know what to do, and so she tied a blue ribbon around the antenna of her car. And as she drove around her community, she was giving a signal to her community that we cannot let these children suffer. We cannot have abuse in our community. And that became the national symbol of child abuse. There's a child that is abused every 10 seconds in the United States. There are thousands of children across the country and across our community. And so it's our job to unite, to come together and to make sure that every one of these children has a voice, that they don't fall through the cracks, that we help heal the hurt, and that ultimately we break the cycle of abuse and neglect in Fort Bend County and even beyond. So on behalf of the board of Child Advocates, all of the children that we serve at Child Advocates of Fort Bend, all of our volunteers, our staff members, thank you for stepping up and being united in coming together and saying that we in Fort Bend County are going to make a difference. We're going to keep our children safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. At this point also I will invite Chris McDaniel, representing Fort Bend County Attorney, and thank you for being here. Make your remarks. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
My name's Chris McDaniel, and I'm with the County Attorney's Office, and under, my name's Chris McDaniel, and I'm with the County Attorney's Office, and under Bridget Smith Lawson's leadership, our department continues to represent the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services in court. We also work and collaborate with CASA and with other groups to help stop the cycle of abuse and neglect, and hopefully one day we won't have to have these events.
That was quick. Thank you. I appreciate it. And so I just wanted to say Fort Bend is a special place. Look at, I didn't know that any of these judges, our judges, and all these people are going to show up. So I know that you're busy, but you put everything on the side, came here to talk to the world because we care about this. And also a county like ours, most of the people are educated people. If we have 2,380 cases of abuse last year in this county, think about other counties, bigger counties, and this is happening, this is reality. And obviously, you heard some statistics, 1 in 8 children in Texas are abused sometime in their life, and in 2022 alone, 67,558 confirmed cases of child abuse cases in Texas, and you see that 2,380 of those happen in Fort Bend County in our backyard. And shame on us and as adults, and what we can do is bringing awareness and engaging. You heard from our district attorney, if you see something, say something, all that stuff. Nationally, child abuse costs our society, our community, $100 billion a year, because this is a pandemic kind of eating up our community a lot. 40% of our children abused once will remain re-victimized during their lifetime, and it is not going to end with one case. And as you know, and also some history, real quick I say, the first case of child abuse was reported in the United States of Mary Ellen Wilson, the case in 1874. I'm sure child abuse happened before, but That was the first case, and that's where that led to the creation of New York Society of Prevention and Cruelty to Children, that is called NYSPCC. And as an 8-year-old child, she was severely abused by the foster parent, and she happened to be the face of child abuse in our country for a long period of time. And it is time for us to put this all to an end. And I just wanted to say our office is committed to work with our judges and our county officials, our district attorney, and all elected officials here. And we are committed to work with you all, and we will continue to work with you, and so that somebody's mentioned this, we don't have to do this anymore one day, hopefully. And so at this point, we wanted to give a proclamation to. I will invite actually Tommy Frazier to read our proclamation. Thank you.
We have proclamations for child advocates, and I'll read just both. I'm going to read one proclamation, but we have one for child advocates as well as the Exchange Club. So from the office of Fort Bend County Judge K.P. George, whereas in 2022 more than 70,000 cases of child abuse were confirmed in the state of Texas, it is predicted that 1 in 10 children will be abused by the age of 18 years old. And whereas all Fort Bend County children deserve to live in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment to foster their healthy growth and development, and whereas as residents of Fort Bend County, it is our responsibility and duty to collaborate with our agencies, schools, religious organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community to help ensure children will never have to endure this tragedy and heartbreak of abuse. And whereas 2,380 children were served and provided comforting assistance and protection by child advocates of Fort Bend in 2022, every child assisted has been memorialized by a blue ribbon affixed to a white wooden stake standing on the historic Fort Bend County Courthouse lawn, known as the Awareness Field. And whereas we thank the Exchange Club of Fort Bend County and child advocates for championing the prevention of child abuse advocacy, and now therefore K.P. George, Fort Bend County Judge of Fort Bend County, Texas, does hereby proclaim the month of April 2023 as Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month in Fort Bend County, Texas, and urge all citizens to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of improving the quality of life for all children and families. And we'd like to ask you to come up, please. And the Exchange Club.
So let's take a picture of this, whoever taking a picture. Who else is here? You two. And we have another one for us. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
And one more. We'll take one more.
Okay. And so we're going to oh, you're going to open it up? Okay.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
And so next you're going to be inviting. At this point, I will invite Dr. Kuti. Please come forward to present a proclamation from our new state representative, Sulaiman Lalani. I will ask Mrs. Lalani also come forward, please. Come on in.
This is something that was presented to the Exchange Club of Fort Bend by our state representative, Dr. Sulaiman Lalani. This certificate is presented to the Exchange Club of Fort Bend in recognition of its community service and child abuse prevention programs on this second day of April 2023.
And so we're going to be presenting to Exchange Club representatives.
can just take a picture for them, okay? We will come and present you in front of the child.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you taking it? Okay. 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 All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I remember reading a statement said a society's character is determined by how we take care of our young ones. So let's be that society who is going to be a model to rest of the nation, maybe rest of the world. And let's fight this, let's fight. And Fort Bend is so blessed when it comes to anything. We have child advocates, we have Exchange Club, and many, many more. As a county judge, I got an opportunity to work with each and every one of this organization. And I always say that I'm so blessed to be part of all this stuff, and you all are contributing to make our county continue to be a better place for us, our children, and generations to come. And I just wanted to make sure I'm finishing it before 5 o'clock so that you all could get out of here. It's 4:53. And this concludes our presentation. And thank you for being here. And once again, let's continue to fight this real epidemic, this issue. Not only in Fort Bend County and beyond, and let's send a clear message to this world saying that we are not going to tolerate. And you heard from District Attorney, you are sitting in front of a lot of judges and saying that if you come in front of me as an accused, and you're going to pay for it. That's the message we wanted to send it when it comes to taking care of our children. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Can we get the members of the Exchange Club to come up and take a picture, please? With our elected officials?
I think that's everybody here.
Okay. We'll stand right. Ryan, where would you like everybody? Do you want me to move this back?